Alright guys, we're finally getting back on the 55. This is going to be a little bit slower project because we're still looking for a lot of parts for it. That's kind of why we haven't been prioritizing it and getting it done. But we're finally going to get on it and try to get the motor and transmission sitting down in it in this video. But stay tuned for that. Here's the motor that will be going in the car. It is a 409. And then we're going with a 4-speed. It's an M20 4-speed. But we're going to get all that cleaned up and painted before it goes in. So I'm going to go ahead and get the headers yanked off, get motor mounts on, and start cleaning these parts up to go together with it. It's going to look good down in there. I also got I'm going to try to, if you can see it right there, and the hole right there. I'm going to try to drill holes and put some bolts in there, because they're just kind of welded. Not very good, I don't trust it. They said they had a 502 sitting down in here on it, but I don't see that holding up to a 502. Maybe sitting on it, but not doing anything. But we're going to do that and try to get it dropped down in here. Got the bell housing cleaned up and painted. I got the transmission cleaned up. I still got to pull the shifter off of it. And then we got the motor ready to drop in. Got the mounts on it and everything. When we get it off the stand, I'm going to throw the flywheel and pressure plate all on it. I think I'm going to try to put the bell housing on, then drop the whole thing in the car, and then put the transmission in from underneath. Because there ain't a lot of room we're working with here to stuff it all at one time. So I'm going to get Aaron out here. We're going to pop the hood off, and then I'm going to try to drill those holes and put some bolts in there. And then once this stuff dries, I think we'll be ready to stuff it all together and stick it down in there. I got 2 bolts in each one. Way better than what it was. It was just popcorned on there. Wasn't much holding it. I don't think he plans to hot rod it, but I like to be safe than sorry. He does have a new brake booster, master cylinder, all that, a column. So we got to go through all the brakes, fuel system. I'm probably gonna yank all that out, the fuel line, and put new. Alright, so if you have a Muncie 4-speed shifter and can't figure out how to get the handle off, this is new to me. I'm used to them. They usually have 2 bolts that go through. Well, this one did not. I couldn't figure out how to get it out. So apparently this metal thing in here has 2 tabs that sit in there like this, and it grabs the shifter right there. And all you do is take 2 feeler gauges or something and slide them down in there on each side, and that pushes those tabs back, and then you just yank it right out. That may be common knowledge, but I did not know that. But anyway, we're getting ready to drop the motor in. I think I got everything done. I got the, never mind, I already showed that. But we're fixed to drop the motor in, and I'm going to try to throw the transmission in and get the crossmember in tonight. You can see the orange paint on the steering bar. The oil pan just a little bit too big, I guess. It's got came out of a dump truck, so it's got the big oil pan on it. So I guess we're gonna have to get a different oil pan to make it work. That's the only thing I see hitting. It's tight, but it fits. Except for the oil pan. So that sucks. So we figured out last night that the motor's not gonna fit because the oil pan is hitting the steering bar. So we're gonna have to try to find an oil pan. I was looking online, every one of them I seen was the same shape. There was one that was different, but it was like 600 bucks, and I don't think the customer's gonna wanna buy that. So we're gonna try to find one, and if we cannot, we're probably gonna try to cut this one and make it fit somehow. But we're kinda stuck here until we can hopefully find an oil pan for it. So we're just gonna go ahead and shove everything off to the side and until we can find one to get back on it. But we also got a 85-ish for something like that Chevy truck. We're going to be putting a motor in and doing a little bit of body work too, so stay tuned for all that. We also got this one we got to tear apart. It's just a junk rig, but it's got a good motor and transmission in it, so we think we have both of them sold. So we're going to get it yanked apart today and get it ready for them to come get them. I also got a windshield put in this thing finally. And I did get this from a buddy of mine the other day. Always wanted one-on-one, never really had an opportunity to buy one, but I like it. Just thought I'd show you guys this. Do it when we're done. We're gonna be making a big mess anyway.
Well, I did like it 4 hours.
Alright, we got the motor out, cleaned up. He's supposed to come get it in the morning. We got this truck in here now. We're gonna be putting a motor in it. It's got a light rod knot. It's an 85 long bed 2-wheel drive. It's got a 305 350 turbo in it right now. But we got to put a motor in it, figure out the fuel tank situation. We're probably going to be pulling this tank out and putting it on that side because he wants it on the driver's side. It's a dual tank. And then we got to try to straighten this out in the bed and then do a little bit of body work on the bottom, and then probably put new trim, this new trim on it, and then repaint the bottom. Probably a little bit darker, tan or something. Not sure yet. What color you want it to go, Aaron? Aaron. What color? No comment. It's a very solid old truck though. It's got like a pinhole through there on this side and a little bit on the door right there. But we got an old van that got smashed in a tornado earlier this year, and it's got a good 350 in it, so we're probably gonna pull it out and put it in this thing. Here's the van. It was a really nice van. I can't miss the frog here. But that's what happened. Smashed it pretty good. Can't see it from out here, but it even pulled the away from the windshield. There we go. Yeah. Aaron even put a transmission in it before this happened. We was gonna fix it up to sell it, but we're not no more. Alright, we was fixing to start pulling this motor out, and apparently it does not have the hole for the fuel pump, so we're not going to be able to use this motor in it because that truck has the mechanical fuel pump. But we have another short block over there that we're going to use. We're going to have to put heads on it and all that. But we're going to go ahead and shove this out and get that block over here. And the gaskets won't be here till 4 o'clock this evening. But when those come in, we're going to start putting it back together to go in the truck. Here's the motor we got on the stand. It is just a 2-bolt main, 350. TBI block. It is 30 over. Nothing special, but that's what he wanted. Just a kind of a putt around truck. Now we're just waiting on the gaskets to come in and then start putting it together. Not sure if you can hear it in the video or not. It's got a real light rod knot. Missing pretty good too. We're gonna start yanking this thing out. Alright, we got it out. We're gonna go ahead and shove the truck out tonight. We're probably gonna pressure wash it in the morning. And then tomorrow we'll probably start putting the motor together for it. We're loading up a couple more cars to take to the scrapyard today. We did 2 of them yesterday and I forgot to record that, but here we are. Alright guys, it's probably gonna be a few more days before we get back on the 85 motor, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up right here. We do have our local Labor Day parade tomorrow. We gotta get ready for it tonight. But anyway, that's gonna be all for this video, so we'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.